Galera, a gente já começa.
Dancing death. You gotta before we end.
Dance of Death.
Galera, Dance of Death.
Death before we end.
Galera do Heavy Culture, primeira vez durante aí a nossa breve existência, a gente está começando pontualmente 19 horas em ponto, com uma atração mega especial para os amantes do velho e bom death metal. Hoje a gente traz aqui a lenda Rick Rozz. Welcome, Rick Rozz.
Thank you for having me, guys. This is freaking great.
Ivan, Miguel, sejam bem-vindos, né? A gente aqui tá no êxtase total, né? Quem não escutou Leprose na vida, né? Eu não conheço, né? Aí é impossível, né? Massacre, Death. Então hoje a gente vai conversar com o Rick Rozz. Façam perguntas, né? Assinem, Ivan.
Assine o canal ali, se inscreva no canal, toque no sininho e participe conosco aqui, que nós temos uma lenda do death metal old school aqui.
O sininho, assinou o sininho. Ivan.
Embaixo lá, clica no sininho ali embaixo, ali, se inscreve no canal, faz perguntas pra gente aí, segue a gente aí. Assiste os outros vídeos, que tem muita coisa, que já aconteceu muita coisa e vai acontecer muito mais coisa ainda para frente aí.
Isso aí.
Fique conosco.
O último vídeo que a gente promoveu semana passada, um bate-papo bacana, enfim, acessem o material do canal. E vamos lá. Ivan, hoje a bola está contigo.
Eu, antes do Ivan sair com a bola... Deixa-me dizer que se não me deixavam falar aqui nesta introdução numa live,
desculpe, Miguel,
o Rick Rozz, eu ia dar cabo do canastro a estes brazucas ali com esta distância toda. Quer dizer,
seja bem-vindo, Miguel.
Eles sabem bem da minha doença por death e seria grave ele não dizer: Miguel, deixa ficar umas palavras de boas-vindas. Eu não sei, estou sem palavras.
Estou suando, cara.
So, before we go to the first question, so you are so welcome to Heavy Culture, Rick Rozz. It's an amazing moment for me. As I told you before, you are one of my youth heroes. Man, it's unbelievable. I'm talking to you. I was speaking to you before, and it's wonderful. I'm speechless. We would like everyone, before we go to the questions, we would like to invite people to subscribe our channel. We are the sons of the pandemic, as some people, put this name on us in Brazil. And I believe they are right, totally right. So if we are sons of the pandemic, let's take the chance to talk to our heroes, and also to give a chance for those that never have the chance to ask questions directly to to our guests. This is the chance. So you can go live on our YouTube, you can subscribe the channel, and you can put your questions on the chat on your right and ask anything. And I'm sure that they will answer all your questions, or at least they will say, I want answer to this one because of this or because of that. So our first question comes from Brazil. Ivan will be the first. So it's guitar player versus guitar player.
Mostra a camisa, Ivan. Mostra a camisa, Ivan.
Massacre, né,
cara? Oh, there's Rick. There's Rick.
Thank you for the support, man. No, you guys rock. This is really cool.
Ivan,
cara, eu sou influenciado por ele, diretamente por ele. Ouço, quando eu quero ouvir alguma coisa assim, eu vou lá e escuto o Massacre, cara. Quando eu tenho qualquer dúvida para escutar death metal, eu escuto o Massacre. E eu queria perguntar para ele as influências dele como guitarrista, e ele mantém o timbre dele intacto nesses 30 anos que eu escuto o Massacre. Eu escutei um vídeo dele, esses tempos atrás, ele estava tocando uma música lá, um riff, e o timbre dele continua intacto. Queria perguntar qual é o segredo aí, quais são as influências dele. Eu tô até gaguejando aqui já.
So Ivan is saying that when he wants to get inspired to play music or to compose something, he always listens to Massacre, one of the major influences for him. And he was saying that you keep the same. Como é que disseste, Ivan?
Timbre continua intacto.
The same tone, it's still there. The tone that you started, with Death and with Massacre as well. You always had this tone with your guitars, and he's asking, what's your secret to keep the same sound and always good, always perfect? So that's his question.
I don't think there's any secret. I just was using some Marshall amps and a super overdrive pedal. I don't think the secret is behind equipment. I think equipment, good equipment is good equipment, but I think it's a feel and how you play the guitar. I'm far from any kind of musician. I'm just a lazy guitar player that really got into metal and was really like a Malcolm Young, more of a rhythm guitar player. I didn't focus on solos. In my room, I just thought about the rhythm that would go with the drums and go with the bass. But as far as any secrets, there's no secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Anybody has any questions, they can send me emails at Rick Rozz 67 at yahoo.com, and I'll send them I'll answer any questions. It's very simple because I've changed different guitar rigs and the sounds have changed. But there's no secret. I think it's about the player.
Okay.
Miguel?
Portanto, o Rick deixa ficar a ideia de que, apesar de ter havido algumas mudanças de som, porque ao longo dos anos mudou as guitarras e também mudou algum do material do backline, ele diz que o segredo muitas vezes é um Marshall e um overdrive ali no máximo, e é questão dele dedicar-se principalmente aos riffs, apesar de nós conhecermos os solos bem peculiares que são do Rick. Existem algumas semelhanças com outros, já lá vamos, com os solos de outra pessoa muito especial, mas já lá iremos mais à frente. Eu não estou a olhar para o nosso, alinhamento improvisado, não sei quem faz a próxima pergunta. Sou eu? Então é assim, vou fazê-lo em português em primeiro lugar, para depois rapidamente perguntar ao Rick em inglês. Eu talvez fosse mesmo ao princípio e tentasse perceber com o Rick o porquê dele explicar, eu sei a razão, mas dele explicar o porquê de, em 1983, ter escolhido o nome Mantas para a banda que ele estava a começar, e até depois acabar por se envolver com o Chuck Schuldiner e ficar o nome Mantas, portanto o Chuck, o Rick e o Cam Lee. Vamos então perguntar de onde é que vem essa origem e o porquê. So Rick, I was saying that going back to 1983, we were, there was a project being born with the name Mantas. And as I said in Portuguese, I already know the reason, but we would like you to explain for those who don't know this answer, why the choice of the name Mantas. And this was a previous name that you had before joining Chuck. Is that right?
That is correct.
So how did it happen?
Well, I met Cam Lee in high school art class. And he was drawing I think the second Iron Maiden cover, Killers. And he was sitting at the same table with me and sketching, and it was exactly the same in pencil. And we started talking and this and that and the other, and we ended up getting in a band with another guitar player that I can't remember his name, but who was also a very big Venom fan. So, we got the name off of Mr. Jeff Dunn And I was able to meet him and say, hey, man, back in 1983, we stole your freaking stage name and made it our band name. So it was Mantis. So yeah, it was cool. It was totally respect out of Venom. No disrespect to the other Venom members, but we did Venom covers. And yeah, we were huge Venom fans. So yeah, so the Mantis name came from the band Venom, Mr. Jeff Dunn, Mantis.
Muito bem, o Rick deixa ficar então a ideia de que eram grandes fãs de Venom e nessa altura, claro que o Rick tinha uma grande influência como guitarrista no Jeff Dunn e assim foi feita a escolha com o nome Mantis, depois de, ainda no tempo em que eles estavam a estudar na escola, por ali pelos 15, 16 anos, e foi assim que surgiu. E o Rick conta que teve a oportunidade de conhecer o Jeff e contar-lhe precisamente essa história, e é um bocado aquilo que nós falávamos, que é a história de que quando um membro, quando alguém que nós damos uma importância muito grande porque eles a merecem, vão conhecer um herói deles, eles reagem exatamente da mesma forma que nós reagimos. Portanto, é muito natural, isto também faz parte da conversa que estávamos a ter anteriormente, que é o Rick é uma pessoa extremamente humilde e diz, eu sou exatamente como vocês. E, no entanto, nós olhamos para eles lá para cima, não é? Porque os admiramos bastante. Vamos então agora partir para o Jorge. Jorge, eu estou a ver a tua imagem em freeze, eu não sei se estás on, se estás off. Tenho que perceber.
Estou aqui.
Imagem... estás aí. Ok, mas a tua imagem está bloqueada. Então pergunta na mesma que vamos tentar traduzir.
Está bloqueada?
Não, agora não.
Ok.
Então,
Isso.
a minha pergunta é mais no sentido de entender por que o Rick não faz parte da atual line-up do Massacre.
Okay, so Jay is asking why don't you belong to Massacre at this point?
I'm not going to go into great detail, but pretty much it had to do with dictatorship. And I really thought it was a really cool thing to put it back together with the original bass player and the second singer. And we gave it a go. That's all I have to say. We gave it a go, and it didn't work. And me and Mr. Mike Massinetto, the drummer of Massacre at that time, who also played on the Back From Beyond record and who's my best friend, and we wrote many songs with many projects over the past 10 or 12 years. But yeah, so it wasn't worth staying. And the history as it continues will prove itself, which it already has. There was another lineup. You know, that lineup that I put together with Massinetto lasted 6 months. There was another lineup after that. The guys recorded a full record for him, for the band, and that was done in less than a year. They quit. So you have 2 lineups quitting in less than 2 years. People will figure it out themselves without me having to, do that. If that makes any sense.
Okay, I totally get it.
I don't want to bash, man, because I thought it was really cool and I was looking forward to it, and it was very disappointing both times. But yeah, so.
Okay, I will translate it now to Portuguese for those who really don't understand. Portanto, estamos a falar aqui de algumas desavenças e talvez a ideia de alguma ditadura dentro da banda e isso tornava as coisas cada vez mais difíceis. O Rick decide afastar-se e ao longo deste período há 2 mudanças de line-up em curtíssimos períodos de tempo. Portanto, dá para perceber que não é uma pessoa conflituosa e que de facto está sempre atento para todos os efeitos e as pessoas também devem perceber o porquê das coisas não resultarem. Eu agora vou voltar ao passado e vou questionar o Rick acerca portanto, da história de haver alguns temas que estão no Scream Bloody Gore e ele não estar nos créditos desses temas no primeiro álbum dos Death. São temas que vinham do período de Mantas e eu vou tentar perceber com o Rick o porquê de não haver essa menção no álbum Scream Bloody Gore. So, Rick, I was saying that the next question is from me, from Portugal. Many fans here. There are some songs in Scream Bloody Gore that you helped to write. But when we look at the album, we don't see it mentioned there. And the question is, why did that happen?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy about that. But Evil Dead was written when the band was called Mantis, and me and Chuck co-wrote that together. And Cam Lee originally sang that. So yeah, I'll mention your name, dude. So as far as the Scream Bloody Gore record, there was a couple other riffs that were written, and there's no reason to call out riffs because it doesn't matter. You know, it's pennies on the dollar, and I'm no rock star looking for compensation from something that happened a long time ago because I've already gone through that with a different record, their second record from the band Death. But it's cool, you know what I mean? So, but Evil Dead for sure. That was definitely co-written, and that was a huge song on that. And there's a couple of riffs in a couple other tunes. But like I said, I'm not looking to get recognition because I was never given the recognition, but that's cool. You know what I mean? So
I also noticed that there was an interview that you said that there's a track, the title track from Scream Bloody Gore, from Spiritual Healing, that has a riff that was written by the time of Mantas. But the question is, who wrote that riff?
I'm pretty sure I wrote the riff for the song you're talking about, yeah. Which was one of the first Death songs, which we actually had a song called Mantis as well, and then Legion of Doom. Yes. Me and Chuck Kerr wrote that together, and Cam was there playing drums in the garage. No, he just happened to take the riff. It's just a riff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he put it in the middle of a song that was written in 1983-ish. It had to be 83 because it was new. And that was released on Spiritual Healing, which was 89 or 90, one of the 90. Two. Right, and that's James Murphy was in the band. Yeah. But no, it's cool. So that's the practice what you preach line. No, it's good. But that's a simple little riff. I'm not freaking, I have to claim it. I'm not claiming it, but I know that we wrote those songs together. I know what songs Chuck wrote. And we, back in the day with Mantis, we were co-writing everything together. In the Death process, when I reformed the band myself, I just have to get this on record, which I've said before. I was in Massacre. This is 1986-7, and Massacre was supposed to open up for Overkill, Megadeth and Overkill. Excuse me. Not Overkill and Megadeth. It was Megadeth and Overkill. This is the first Megadeth, second Megadeth record. And short but sweet, Massacre was supposed to open. This is Cam Lee, Michael Borders, I believe. No. Harry Butler was there, and Bill Andrews. So it was the From Beyond lineup. And I'm sorry, I'm a little mistaken on that. But we showed up to play the gig, big show at the Armory in Tampa, and we weren't able to play. The manager had another thing, and they added another band called whatever. And coincidentally, long story short, just some guy approached me. I don't know who he is, and he goes, "You know, Chuck's back in town." And I was like, "Really?" And that's all that was said. I don't know who that guy is. I wouldn't recognize his face. He didn't tell me his name. And I went to Chuck's house the next day. he was very shocked that I showed up at his door. I'll leave it at that. He approved me to come back the next day, and we put Death back together with Terry Butler and Bill Andrews. That was after the show that was supposed to happen for Massacre, which I'm also going to, I'll stop there, but I'm also going to throw in, and I'm sorry, guys, but
please do.
No, I'm just like rambling, but I did not apologize to Cam Lee that night. Didn't tell Cam Lee, didn't tell Terry Butler, didn't tell Bill Andrews that gentleman approached me and told me that Chuck was back in Florida. He had just done a record with Chris Reifert, Scream Bloody Gore. So he has a Scream Bloody Gore record and no drummer because Chris was still living at home and didn't want to come to Florida. This is what I was told. If I'm wrong, then I'm a retard because somebody told me this. And yeah, so we put Death back together, and Bill and Terry had no clue that was happening because I didn't tell them that night that hey, I'm going to go talk with Chuck, and they didn't know that. So that's how the Leprosy lineup came into play, which we also toured the Scream Bloody Gore record because Leprosy wasn't written yet. So it was Chuck and Chris Reifert for the Scream Bloody Gore record. That's all. The other guy that was pictured on the record did not play on the record. No disrespect to that guy. I have never met him. I don't know him. But two guys made that record. Chuck played bass. Chris played drums. Chuck played guitar, and he sang his songs. I had a couple of riffs. Who cares? That's fine. I'm not looking for money. You know what I mean? It's just fact. That's it. And yeah, sorry for going on and on, but yeah, that's pretty much how that happened, man. Okay, I know you have this right now.
I'll try to resume it the best as I can. Portanto, o Rick acaba por dizer que tem esta humildade de dizer que os riffs são só riffs e que não está à espera de ir buscar algum dinheiro desses riffs e alguns direitos, apesar de já termos visto aqui alguns comentários de pessoas dizerem que acham que ele deveria ir buscar esses direitos. Ele diz que algumas coisas foram escritas no período de Mantas, do projeto Mantas, e acabaram por ser utilizadas mais tarde. Depois ele acaba por falar na história do ali 86, 87, quando estava com os Massacre, e entretanto ele foram a um concerto, ele é abordado por alguém que ele não sabe quem era, que disse que o Chuck estava de volta à cidade. Então o Rick foi-lhe prestar uma visita e depois disse que gostava de falar com ele. O Chuck chamou e tiveram essa conversa, e foi nessa altura que decidiram então fazer o line-up para o álbum Leprosy. Alguns riffs que eu tinha conhecimento apenas de um riff que está no álbum Spiritual Healing, ele acaba por dizer que há mais riffs que estão espalhados por esse álbum que faziam parte do período Mantas. E é um bocado aquela história, let the truth be told. Agora vamos para o Brasil. Jorge?
Já que a gente entrou no Leprosy, né, é interessante falar para o Rick, né, o quanto é popular o Leprosy no Brasil, né? Alguns aí arriscam a dizer que é um dos melhores trabalhos do Def, né? O Def tem duas linhas aí de fãs, né? A fase mais crua, mais pancada, e a fase mais técnica. Então o Leprosy ele é muito popular no Brasil e é um dos meus álbuns preferidos também. E sem falar naquele vídeo emblemático da Combat Tour, né? Da Combat Tour 2, né? Que esse vídeo explodiu minha mente quando eu tinha 14 anos, né? Foi o primeiro vídeo de metal. Vamos lá, o termo metal extremo é lá por 87, 88. Você vê o Def tocando, foi impactante. Como ele enxerga esse tempo do Def, Miguel, do Leprosy, né, da popularidade do Leprosy, né, se isso é motivo de orgulho para ele, como ele vê esses tempos do Leprosy em especial, por favor.
Rick, so Jay was saying that grabbing the pull the plug conversation. Sorry, the pull the plug, the leprosy conversation. We, Death was living a kind of a big year touring that album, and as in Portugal, Brazil, it likes, worships that album, and like everywhere in the world, Leprosy is a big album from Death. It was quite a change, and he's saying that also that Death has two kind of different parts. So there's something that goes to until leprosy or even spiritual healing, and then there's a big change. Is especially asking how did you felt by that time that you were touring with 4 other bands on this Ultimate Revenge tour? How was it? And I also have a question about that tour, but he's asking, how did you feel by that time, that you were known all over the world?
The Ultimate Revenge tour? Is that what you said? The Ultimate Revenge tour, how I felt then?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that whole tour, I was on the Dark Angel bus, who was headlining the Ultimate Revenge tour.
And why?
It was fun.
More fun.
No, I was a cool dude. No, I was sober as a judge. Or you can't even say that anymore, but I didn't smoke marijuana. I didn't drink booze. I did smoke cigarettes. That's the only thing I did. And but the Dark Angel bus was a lot of fun. It was a very cool experience. They were great fucking guys. Pardon my language. But when you got to get away from negativity and go and hang out with positivity. I'm not naming names because, I can't go there, man. Yeah, not going to disrespect the dead. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, that's pretty much why I was probably let go from the band after that. But I didn't practice, you know what I mean? I wasn't practicing my solos, so I had a haunting person that was concerned about that, which was Chuck Schuldiner.
Yep.
I'm not worried about solos. He could have done all the solos in the band. I could have just been a rhythm guitar player, and I wouldn't have given crap. But I thought the frenzied whammy stuff that I was doing, which I got from KK Downing, Eddie Van Halen. I'm not talking about Eddie Van Halen's talents, just the whammy bar. I'm going whammy. Carrie King, Jeff Hanneman, even back to Adrian Belew or Uli Roth from the Scorpions. It's whammy bar. So because the shredding thing was becoming very trendy, just like death metal and speed metal and thrash and all the labels were picking up on this and that and the other. I'm like, well, every guitar player, when they trade off solos, now they all sound the same. It's like, who could do the best solo and I'm going to be in the spotlight? And I didn't give a freaking shit about that. I just wanted to be different and lazy because I could have, no, I'm being honest, man, and lazy. I could have practiced in the bedroom for 10 years. No, I was writing rhythms. Malcolm Young.
Cool. Cool answer. But from the perspective of a fan, I tell you that your solos matched quite well with Chuck's. It's this difference that makes it it's perfect.
That was my point. You could tell who's doing what. it doesn't sound like, oh, is that this guy or is that guy? Because if you don't have a visual, like a video, and you know who's playing it, or it's marked in a record, no, totally. No, I'm totally honest. I'm a lazy guitar player when it came to solos, and I just thought, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do this. So, honest answer, man.
Okay, I'll try to translate it.
Sorry.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm not confused.
Portanto, aqui a questão portanto, ele deixa ficar a ideia de que na altura ele estava a acompanhar, na Ultimate Revenge, estava a acompanhar os Dark Angel porque estava no buzz dos Dark Angel, porque era bem mais divertido, e isto por questões de... Acabou por dizer que não queria nomear ninguém, acabou por nomear, mas deixa ficar a ideia de que talvez o Chuck levasse as coisas muito a sério. Nós a entendemos, porque o Chuck tinha uma visão para os Death, e já ele dizia que acabava por ser um bocado preguiçoso e não ensaiava. E isso levou portanto, ao abandono da parte tanto do Rick como do Chuck convidar o Rick a desistir da banda. Entretanto, ele deixa ficar a ideia de que ele tem as influências dele, mencionou variedíssimos nomes das influências dele e deixa ficar a ideia de que é uma questão de feeling, não é? E que podia praticar, e no entanto ele diz que é um homem dos riffs e nós bem sabemos disso, não é? Deixa-me agora questionar para onde é que nós vamos.
Eu tenho uma pergunta para ele.
Ivan.
Eu toco na minha atual banda, a gente toca dois covers dele, a gente toca Dawn of Eternity e toca Corpse Grinder. Mas eu queria perguntar para ele por que tanto tempo deles lançar o primeiro álbum, o primeiro full length do Massacre, que foi sair só em 90, 91, e a banda já estava uns 6, 7 anos assim, em processo de composição.
Okay, Ivan was saying that with his band they play 2 covers from Massacre songs.
Dawn of Eternity and Corpse Grinder.
Dawn of Eternity and Corpse Grinder.
Corpse Grinder.
And he's saying that there was a big, void between the time that you started and the time you recorded your first album. Why did that happen?
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
So he was saying that there's a big void between the time that Massacre was together, composing, and then there's a big time until the recording of the first album. Why was there this big time between the composition and the recording?
Okay, sorry about that. I understand the question. I was Cam Lee called me, and he had joined Massacre. This is 1985. And he said he had joined this band Massacre, and Bill Andrews, the drummer. And that was Michael Borders was the bass player, and Alan West from Obituary was also in the band at that time. So I'm in Orlando. Cam's moved to Tampa. And he asked me if I was interested in joining the band. And Bill, who came up with the name Massacre, Bill Andrews, would like to have me in the band. I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. So 2 weeks later, me and my girlfriend at the time moved to Tampa. So we're talking 1985, okay? From Beyond didn't come out till 1990. So there was a few years in there. Remember, Alan West was in the band, and Michael Borders was in the band, the original bass player. Now, mind you, just to let everybody know, how Massacre became a 4-piece was Bill Andrews fired Alan West. Okay? We hadn't done a show. I've never been on stage with Alan West in Massacre. So prior to Massacre's first, you want me to slow down a little bit?
No. It's cool. It's cool.
All right. So prior to Massacre's first time on stage, Alan West was let go from the band. Not by me. Who am I to fire anybody? You know what I mean? So he was let go. We did our first show, and I'm sorry, Alan, I got to call you out, but he spit on me the whole night. Literally showered me the whole night with spit. And I accepted it, and we finished our show. All right, so then Bill Andrews fired Michael Borders, the original bass player. Hired his best friend. They both worked together. Terry was just getting into playing bass, and who am I to say anything? Terry Butler comes into play. We do our thing, and it was cool. Now, going back about, I don't know how long we've been on doing this, but about probably 15, 20 minutes when I said we did the Massacre was supposed to open up for Megadeth and Overkill, which was with Terry Butler, which I made a boo-boo before, and I thought it was Borders, and it wasn't. But that's when the band split. So you got to think that was 1987. Scream Bloody Gore. Chuck's moving back to Florida. You see how it's like a soap opera between Death and Massacre, other than that other guy that I'm not going to mention his name anymore. That singer guy that came into Massacre, because but that's when that happened. That's why the delay was, because it was Massacre. Then I formed Death again, which was 1987, Scream Bloody Gore tour. We do the Leprosy record in 1998. I get fired in early 1989. James Murphy comes in. So we got to remember, these Massacre songs were already written in 1985 and 86. To answer your question, why the record didn't come out for so long. So I'm sorry for the very, very long answer, but I'll make it shorter now. So I think you guys understand, but all of a sudden, out of the blue, David Vincent from Morbid Angel calls me. Morbid Angel first record, Earache Records.
Earache, yeah.
Okay. Digby Pearson, president, owner of Earache Records. David Vincent was speaking for him, and he said, "Hey, Rick, David Vincent's a really big, sorry, David. Digby Pearson is a really big fan of Massacre, and he would like to put a record out." I'm like, really? That's how that happened, man. So you're talking 1990. We got back together and put this and had to redo those songs and put them out in 1991. But it was David Vincent that made the phone call for Digby Pearson at Earache Records. I know that.
David Vincent was working at a record shop, right? And he had this.
That I have no idea. He was on. It was the first Morbid Angel record with David Vincent, and he called me and said that Digby Pearson from Earache Records is interested in putting a Massacre record out. He gave me the tip. He called for Digby, and it happened. That's how that happened. So that's why the distance, because it was like, oh, chop, chop, Death Massacre. Yeah. Oh, then we got to this point, and then David Vincent called on behalf of Digby Pearson, and that's how we got the deal. It was.
So we must thank David Vincent for
for making the phone call, but it was the owner and CEO, owner, everything of Earache Records. Digby Pearson was a fan of Massacre, period. He asked David Vincent, can you get a hold of Rick? That's what I'm assuming. And that's how that happened, because David called me.
I don't know what should I call this story, if it is a jigsaw or a very hard puzzle, because in fact it goes.
There's still more that's in between that doesn't even need to be mentioned. Yeah. No.
Okay,
really.
let's translate first your answer. It will be short. Portanto, Ivan, tu percebeste e eu vou passar a dizer que, de facto, há aqui uma história tão isto é uma grande engrenagem que, de facto, faz sentido e tudo acaba por se juntar. Nota-se que o Rick tem problemas com o Cam, porque o porquê dele não estar nos Massacre, mas voltando à história de demorar tanto tempo para fazer a gravação de algo que estava escrito já em 1985-86, foi o facto de ele ter ido para os Death depois de ser despedido e depois de o David Vincent acabar por dizer que ele tinha um grande contacto, neste caso o presidente da Earache, que disse que queria lançar os Massacre e assim foi. Portanto, só em 1990 é que tivemos a possibilidade de conhecer, nós, a nível físico, conhecer Massacre de outra forma que não algo que estivesse numa demo tape escondida ou alguma coisa assim.
E curiosidade, Miguel, complementando, aconteceu o mesmo com o Repulsion, mas foi o Bill Steer que indicou o Repulsion. Tem uma história bem parecida. Olha que interessante, né? Pode continuar aí.
Deixa-me dizer então isso ao Rick.
Chat, né? O pessoal do chat.
Jay was complimenting this idea that this didn't just happen with Massacre and Earache, because there was another band that was pulled by Earache Records, that it was Repulsion. It happened nearly the same, because quem é que puxou? Desculpa, recorda-me. Billy Steer. Billy Steer pulled Repulsion to Earache Records as well. So it's very nice to have these friends playing in different bands. By that time, you were playing in Florida or Orlando. I don't know if I'm right. Was it near another bands playing the same death metal style, or were you playing in distant practice places?
What year are you talking about?
Let's go to the 85, 86. By the time you were composing most of the first album Massacre songs.
It was local shows. That's all it was. This is like being a bar band where you're playing original music, trying to get into a scene, because I was originally from the Altamont Springs, Orlando area, which we Cam, Chuck, and we played on top of salad bars at our first show. You guys probably don't know this, but there's a place called Showbiz Pizza, which literally was when you bring your kids to a pizza place and there's a stage with like freaking fake bears singing songs, and it's mainly for kids' birthday parties. And yeah, I'm going way deep here, man.
Let's go.
No. So they had a teen night, and we met. I'm going to say maybe we were already reformed as Death, which we haven't talked about that yet, but it's cool. Because Mantis was a thing, and this happened, and then we got back together 2 weeks later, and yeah. But no, we played a Sabotage cover. We played Livewire from Motley Crue. And no, dude, I'm going deep. That other guy won't admit, because Chuck's not here anymore, and he would have admitted this stuff. So yeah. Oh man, I was trying not to go there, but no, this is like Showbiz Pizza place. So picture a freaking kid's place with their parents having pizza for their birthday, but it was a teen night. So that wasn't happening, obviously, because we played freaking, this is crazy. We did the Metallica It's off Kill 'Em All, but I can't think of the name of it. It was the Fast Metal Militia. Maybe Metal Militia. I could be wrong on that one, but we did a Sabotage tune. No, I take that back. No, not Sabotage. Motley Crue. We did Livewire for sure. And we had a couple. I think we might have had Mantis and this and that. So anyway, yeah, it was funny stuff. But the craziest thing, man, which a lot of people don't know, is Chuck Schuldiner. When I first started jamming with him in this band, he had a 212 PV cabinet, two 12-inch speakers, okay, and a PA head. And he played his guitar through it and sang through it at the same time. And it worked. That's like us recording our demos on a jam box outside the garage with a towel over it. And that went into the tape trading days. You know what I mean? So I'm going way back, but literally, man, a 212, any guitar players out there, you think a 212 cabinet and not even a guitar head. No, a PA head, like 8 channels. And you put a channel for your vocal with your mic, and you put a channel for a vocal for your guitar, and you put your distortion pedal on there. And that's what you're playing through and singing to as a singer. So all hails to him for that. So, yeah. And it worked. We got through the gigs and we weren't getting paid. So yeah, I'm way off the it's paid is paid, you know what I mean?
No. This is the best.
It's a lot of shit. You're not editing this. This is live. So I'm sorry for like
No. This is the ingredients for the best, taste that we can have when you are, remembering this on a live show that is happening at the moment. And my God, this is a cool story. I will try to consolidate it in Portuguese. Portanto, o Rick percebeu um bocadinho mal a pergunta que ele tinha colocado, mas acabou por contar a história de andar a tocar em locais muito pequenos, e ele contava a história de que foram uma vez tocar a uma pizzaria, uma festa para teenagers, onde normalmente iam comer famílias e os seus filhos mais pequenos, e acabava por deixar ficar a ideia de que estavam a tocar ora covers de Sabotage, ora de Motley Crue, e diz que tem que admitir isso, e que o Chuck já não está entre nós, mas que também nesta altura o iria fazer, admitir este início. E depois estava a contar a história da forma como também gravavam, não é? E a forma como o Chuck estava a utilizar o mesmo equipamento para a guitarra e para os vocais, e acabava por funcionar. E a mesma coisa aconteceu quando eles estavam a utilizar um gravador com uma toalha em cima, onde foram gravadas as primeiras demos. Isto é muita história. Isto é muito bom. Isto é de facto
bastidores,
muito
os bastidores são ótimos.
Miguel,
verdade. Diz.
Vamos para algumas do chat aqui?
Sim, claro. Vamos a isso. So, Rick, now we are going to our chat with some questions from the guys that are seeing us. Thank you all for watching Heavy Culture, and don't forget to subscribe. And here's the first question from Marco Miranda, fucking bastard. He is asking, how many guitars do you own, and which one is your favorite?
Well, right now I have an acoustic guitar, and that's it.
Short.
No, I'll make it a little longer.
No. Short. I was playing. I was just joking.
Props, because this is something I have to, say and be honest with everyone. Is Mr. Scott Pivarnik at SB Custom Guitars built me 2 wonderful guitars for my career, whatever we want to call it, with Massacre, starting with Terry Butler and Mr. Ed Webb and Mike Massinetto. After that failed, but that lasted 4 years. We did a record and we toured, and just poop happened, and it just happened. Life happens. When it was reformed with that spam guy, and it failed in like 6 months. which I told Scott I was going to give him back his 2 guitars that he built for me because he delivered those guitars for me. He lives in South Carolina. If it's North, man, I'm sorry. But I believe it's South Carolina. He drove out here twice and delivered those guitars to me when I saw him online. I was like, oh, I want an acoustic guitar. Can you build me an acoustic guitar? And I'm willing to pay for it. And anyway, so main thing is the last 2 electric guitars that I had that I would ever play in a band, the whammy bar, have been given back to Scott, who built them for me, which was his 2nd and 3rd ever electric guitar built. And it was called the SP Thresher, like the Thresher Shark, which was like an Explorer style body, but pointier. So basically I've retired from any kind of music other than people contacting me out of the blue. I'm not shopping myself, and I'll help people out. And with another friend of mine, Mr. John Sutton over at Dutch Oven Studios. And that's it. Yeah. So there's no favorite guitar anymore, man. They're all gone.
I know this guy Marco is a big friend of mine. That's why I call him a fucking bastard. He knows why. Let me tell you that he lives in the UK, so he totally understood your answer. I'm sure of it.
Cool.
Before the next question, I'd like to, I lost myself because I saw something. You were talking about the guitars, and you wanted to mention some places where you recorded in the last few years or something like that. There's a guitar solo, some guitar solos that you participated in some recordings. Please oblige us with your with your list or whatever you want to call it from your collaborations with other bands. Please, we would like to know.
Oh, well, hopefully I can read in the dark without glasses, but yeah, so it's going to get a little bright. Sorry, folks.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm going to try it without the glasses because I don't have them here. So, but anyway, yeah. Wow, that's kind of like blinded by the light. All right, so the first thing I did with some friends out of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican band that's been around for about 20 years, a band called Necro Nemesis. And sorry about the...
No. Don't worry with that.
Magwai. Sorry, that was a movie reference. Yeah, Necro Nemesis, great band. They have their debut will be coming out on Horror Pain Gore Death Productions. And I was honored enough to do some whammy bar solos on their record. And it was very cool. So big props to them. And I also did some whammy bar solos because that's all I do. Well, hey, dude, it's going to be like a broken record Groundhog's Day. Feed the Corpses to the Pigs. Great band. Super freaking cool band. No, for real. And Dawn of the End, same thing. I'm going to be actually flying out. Sorry, guys. It's in the Maine, Boston. It's a northern area. I'm going to be flying out in June to play the song. Whoops. I forgot the song title.
Don't worry.
Dawn of Eternity. Sorry. I had to look at my notes. So I know we're live and it's good. But yeah. And then a band called The Sinister. They're going to be doing a cover of Choke on It. And they asked me to do my solos for their cover of Choke on It. And John Sutton over at Dutch Oven Studios will be doing Chuck Schuldiner's solos because he's a shred monster. That's a fact. And yeah. And that's really about it with what's going on now. You know what I mean? It's just help some people out and come to agreements with things and
we'll be looking forward to to listen to those solos and
any of those bands or anything like that. So,
I know.
Yeah. There's no bands. I'm done. I have no equipment. It's all gone. All right, lights off.
I believe that one day.
UFO.
I believe that one day you'll be missing the stage so much that you will be back.
No, already did that twice, and I'm done, sir.
Okay,
that's a guarantee.
It's your will. Let's go back to the chat again. So you have a question from Geraldo Saldanha. So he's asking, who invented death metal style? Was it Death or Possessed? What's your point of view?
I love Possessed. So, and I was never in a competition about that. So wherever that came from, I give a shit. I don't care. I love Possessed, man, from the beginning to now. You know, God, no, it's good. It sucks what happened to Jeff and stuff, but yeah. And they went through the same thing that many other bands. Lineup changes. How come Larry's not there? How come? You know what I mean? So yeah, I have no answer for that. Then you make your own choice. I had the Possessed demo. I heard it. Was I influenced by it? No.
Okay.
That was Mantis days. This is what I'm talking, Mantis. What I was influenced by to go fast, be honest with you, was Slayer, Show No Mercy. That's where I was ready to put the gas pedal down and go. Yeah, along with rock influences. You know what I mean? Because you have to have some groove. If you're going a bazillion miles an hour and jamming on a cool riff, and then you break it down on a cool rock riff, even though it has a death metal or a thrash metal or a speed metal vocal on it, if you put a rock vocal on it, it would still be cool. But it's not a rock song. It's all influence meets originality. That's it. And I'll shush so you can...
No, don't worry.
Dude, this is very flattering, man, for real. That you guys are it's very flattering. I'm like the three of you. Just another human.
Let me tell Geraldo that I know that he understood, probably he did. Portanto, o Rick deixa ficar a ideia de que não está preocupado com quem inventou o death metal, se foi Death ou se foram os Possessed, mas de qualquer maneira ele deixa ficar a ideia de que ouvia na altura em que estavam na existência do projeto Mantas, se ele se deixou influenciar na altura que ouviu a demo dos Possessed. Ele diz que não. Vamos para outra questão. Um homem sempre humilde. Eu acho que ao longo destas edições que temos feito do Heavy Culture, temos reparado que as pessoas que estão no nível mais elevado, mais experientes, se tornam humildes, mas não é falsa modéstia. Nota-se que não é falsa modéstia. É mesmo humildade, que é uma coisa que não calha a todos e para todos os efeitos também deixa ficar a ideia de que a experiência traz o caminho, não é? Traz esses dissabores que nos fazem ir mais para a retaguarda. Vamos à próxima pergunta que vem do Ruel Henrique Belga. Deixa ficar a pergunta do que é que ele anda a ouvir ultimamente. So, Rick, a question from Ruel Henrique Belga. What have you been listening to lately?
Old school rock and metal. Black Sabbath, Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, to Slayer, to I actually listened to Hellhammer today and some Bathory. I go through like little realms of my past. As far as new music, there's really not much. I come across like cool tunes here and there, but nothing to do with like the radio. Yeah, it's like oddball stuff, kind of like Royal Blood. That two-piece band. They have some really cool. They've had some really cool stuff, and they're huge. But yeah, just stuff like that. I listen to a lot of different stuff, man. It's not just metal. But I'll listen to friggin', Hellbent for Leather, and from Judas Priest to Iron Maiden to Black Sabbath to Aerosmith to Ted Nugent to Rick Derringer, to Steve Miller. This stuff that I was brought up on, that's it. But I listen to new stuff every company. But, you know, I don't remember the bands. You know, no disrespect to them. But I listen to Venom. Still listen to Venom. It's just moods. Because I've been out of the movie loop forever. So I've been like trying to get back in the movie thing. So I don't really listen to too much movies, or listen to too much music. But yeah, when I put it on, it's what I grew up on. Kind of like the movies I grew up on.
Hey, Rick, those two guys from Brazil, they are going to kick me out. You know why? Because you mentioned all the bands they worship, and I really don't give a, you know, it's not so important to me.
When I say Royal Blood and they're like pissed off now?
they are going to kick me off.
I said Royal Blood?
Yeah. No, it wasn't because of Royal Blood. It was because of the, you know, these bands from the past that you mentioned. Your influences in music, those heavy metal bands, those rock and roll bands, and it's your influences, and I totally understand and respect. But you know, these two guys from Brazil, they are kicking my head all the time because of that. That's a inside joke.
No, it's cool. That's what I was. I was born in 1967, so you gotta. Oh, now.
Great answer.
You know. But yeah,
I also have white beard. Let me ask you and ask Jay to pull the last question from the audience. From Lee Cummings is asking if you have any regrets.
Regrets. I think it's all a learning experience, and if you involve yourself in it, you're in it, and then you have the choice to leave it. But no regrets, man, because it's all a learning experience. Everything in life is a learning experience. Just like, oh, was I with a bad girlfriend? Oh, did I get in a shitty band? Oh, did I get a bad job? No, man, it's all a learning experience. So you grow from that. So no, got nothing. Ace Frehley, no regrets. I bet he does. He's a secret about it. Love you, Ace. It's his fault that I play guitar. I should sue the guy. Oh shit! Shouldn't have said that.
Okay, and this way we are at our usually our interview.
No, shitty way to end it. Sorry, Ace.
Let me tell you that it was a huge pleasure for me to ask you some questions and to help some people to know better the story of behind the stage, and know something more about you playing in a pizza place. That was a great moment. I wish. Let me tell you, I wish I could have a pizza place near my house with some metal bands playing. I wish I would get fatter and fatter.
I bet no other band played on that stage. So that pizza bar. Yeah, it's good. No, thank you guys very much. And I'm sorry for
There's nothing bad. Thank you so much.
Prazer,
let me tell you that you also have a big hug from Valdemar Sorica. He sent us a picture. I don't know if I'm still in time to show you the picture of you with Valdemar in Europe. The first time you guys were in Europe, we were going to ask you something about that tour, but let's leave it for another time. Who knows that we may chat in another time. I was looking for the picture, and because it's a cool picture from you, Terry Butler, and Valdemar Sorica. I can't find it now. There are so many, things here. So he sends you a big hug, and again, thank you so much on behalf of the Portuguese fans. Thank you so much for everything. And please take care.
Miguel, thank you very much.
Última rapidinha, é só responder. Leprosy or From Beyond?
Oh,
God bless, man.
Isto terá sido a resposta dele. Was this the answer to Jay's question? God bless was the answer, or you didn't? Okay, so Jay was asking his last question that Leprosy or From Beyond. Your choice.
Leprosy.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Okay.
Thank you, Rick. Muito bom. Fantástico.
Muito bom.
Fantástico.
Thank you.
Please,
guys.
You will say something in Portuguese that you are saying in English. Please say obrigado.
Obrigado.
That's
Obrigado.
perfect.
Perfeito.
And we are happy in Portugal and in Brazil. So after this,
O Death Massacre é uma banda que nós três gostamos, né? Das poucas que a gente concorda.
Bem verdade.
What did Henry say?
Ivan was saying that Death and Massacre is one of the few bands that we three share the taste. You know, there are some other bands that he likes and I don't like and stuff like that, and so on and so on.
So
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick.
One quick question for me, the three of you. Quick question. From Beyond or Leprosy to the three of you?
From Beyond.
Leprosy.
Os dois.
Okay, I got you.
He said two. He said both.
Two.
Yeah.
Both.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I love them both too, but the experience, I go with Leprosy.
Are different.
They are quite different albums in the end.
That was my first record ever, so I have to go with Leprosy. And From Beyond was very late. Very late.
Nice. Yes.
96, 92, 91. All right. God bless, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Fantástico,
Thank
galera.
You.
Obrigado pela audiência. Fantástico, Miguel. Obrigado.
Epá, eu tô nas nuvens, pá. Eu tô nas nuvens.
How about a masker dance? Come on, give me a masker dance. No masker dance?
No massacre.
No masker dance?
No massacre dance.
Nah, I got nothing. Nah, I'll punch you.
Muito bom. Galera, semana que vem, quem vai estar aqui com a gente? Blaze Bayley, Iron Maiden, falando do disco novo aí, falando dos tempos do Iron Maiden. E se inscrevam no canal, não percam, e obrigado aí. Anuncia aí, meu amigo Miguel, só para a gente finalizar.
Thank you so much for everyone who wrote a question and comment on our chat. Don't forget to subscribe. Next week, we'll have Blaze Bayley from ex-Iron Maiden. He's doing a wonderful job in his solo career. So please join us next week and bring all your questions to Blaze Bayley on Heavy Culture.
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you very much, guys. Very much.
Galera, obrigado. Até a próxima.
God bless.
Nice.